Alright, time for part 2. So in part 1, I covered the merits of the handheld itself. One of the things I didn't cover actually is the way that the bulge created by the need for AA batteries actually improves the grip you have on the console, making it much less likely to get hand cramps holding this thing than it is to get hand cramps playing the previous Game Boy Pocket. In any case, let's get on with some of the accessories available for the Game Boy Color. First, I'd like to cover the lights. So, I mentioned earlier that one of the biggest problems with the Game Boy Color, or merits for battery life purposes, is that it doesn't have a backlit screen. But it was very easy to get aftermarket lights, and one of the most popular ones was one made by Nyko, called the Worm Light. Now, my first one was this extremely manly pink one, which still works really, really well. I've since manually untwisted it and retwisted it like a million times. You can see some cracking over here on the sort of head of the Worm Light. And I've also used it with my Game Boy Advance, so you'll see me twisting this, 180 degrees because the Game Boy's link, the GBA's link port, is oriented that way. But this is one very flexible light, and you can just plug it in there. Let's see if I can get this in the frame. And one of the biggest problems is glare, so you have to make sure the glare hits the bezel and not the actual screen, otherwise you won't be able to see part of the screen. So as long as you get that just right, let me turn off the lights real quick so you can see that. And with a little bit of tweaking, you can see that this light actually does produce a fair amount of light, which allows you to see the screen relatively well, even though my camera doesn't like autofocusing in low light. Let's turn the lights back on. Alrighty. Now, the Worm Light didn't just come in this pink color, it came in a bunch of colors. I have a pink one, a yellow one, and a gold one. This gold one has plenty of style. Check it out, it's got like some sort of glitter in there too. And I know for a fact that it came in white and purple for the Game Boy Advance. So, very popular light and a very useful and worthwhile accessory. I think I got this gold one for like $2. Another accessory that was basically mandatory if you wanted to play Pokemon or any other games with friends was this. This is the Game Boy Color link cable, and one of the best parts is that it's fairly common. Actually, I just saw one for sale brand new yesterday at a store called Half Price Books. It was for $5. And what you do with this is you plug it in to one Game Boy, and you can plug it into either a Game Boy Pocket, another Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy Advance SP. Because they all use the same link port. Not the original Game Boy, not the Game Boy Micro, and the DS does not support these games. So, you're out of luck there. And there you have it. It's a pretty simple thing. It's a pretty reliable connection. Never had any problems with it. And it allows for some pretty hectic fun, especially with Tetris. Tetris multiplayer with a link cable. It was fun in 1989, and it's fun to this day. I play with my brother whenever I'm home. Another accessory that I really enjoy, I don't know if it really counts as an accessory so much as a game, is the infamous Game Boy camera. At the time of its release, believe it or not, this was the smallest digital camera in the world. Now, that doesn't mean it was high fidelity by any stretch of the word. In 1998, this was the way to take a selfie. Maybe even 1995. I'm not sure when this was released. 1995. Alright. If you press up, you can make him go faster. If you press down, you can make him go slower. Let's shoot a picture. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now we can get a little shot of the camera along with me, and plenty of reflection, if you can even see that. Yes. Okay. Basically, it's not really worth trying. However, back in 1995, this was pretty much your only way to take an instant digital selfie. You could also print it out using a Game Boy printer, which I don't own. You can also rotate this 180 degrees to take pictures of your surroundings. And next up, I've got a couple of cases that were available for the Game Boy Color. Now, first off, let's check out this sort of sleeve. This is a very heavily padded case. It's definitely good insurance against drops. Let's put a game back in here. Protect from dust. And you can just pop it right in. Nice Velcro. It's got a belt loop and this handle thing. I guess you could attach it to a carabiner if you so desired. And inside you have this nice little mesh pocket. You can hold 2 games in there. By my experience, let's say put Alleyway and Game & Watch Gallery in here. And you can put the Game Boy Color in here with ease. Fits nicely in a coat pocket or in your backpack. Very lightweight, especially with those lithium batteries. Overall, it's a nice option, and it's got this nice little embroidered Nintendo logo. Sure looks official, even if it's not. I got it for a couple bucks. Next up, let's look at a case that I've had since I got this, all the way back in 2001, 2002, something like that. The Pokemon Silver Game Boy case. Now this is a heavy travel case. As you can see, the finish has worn off. We've got some yellowing of plastic, a little bit of ripping here in the plastic. However, this has held up extremely well for the amount of time and heavy use it's gotten. You have a nice Nintendo zipper here. I'm pretty sure this company still makes Nintendo accessories. Inside, you've got spaces for spare batteries and 4 slots of 2 games each. It's a great case, and I use it whenever I need to travel with my Game Boy. It came with me on basically every family trip until I was about 15 years old, so definitely a worthwhile investment. It's got a nice carrying strap as well. Thanks for watching. This is all the accessories I've got on hand right now. I'm sure I have some more laying around somewhere. I'll cover those in a future video if I do happen to come across some of those. And well, that's about it. So I think for my next video, I'll cover a few games that I enjoy, like that I have extremely fond childhood memories of. Maybe not necessarily reviews, but my memories of the Game Boy Color. So I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you found it useful and or entertaining and or amusing. Please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe to my videos if you enjoyed. And even if you didn't, I wish you a nice day and a happy new year 2014. Till next time, this is Super V Power signing off.